Well, hello friends, Josevich here, and welcome back to some Hearthstone with what I think is one of the most fun decks that I've been playing other than Genie Priest. And this is a creation brought to you, or that was created and brought to my attention by a one Brian Kibler with, so we have a 2 or 3. We've got a whole bunch of stuff here. None of these really look great. Do I want control here? Am I ever going to run into issue against a rogue? I don't know. I didn't like those other 2 cards at all. So the idea behind this deck is we have Finja to pull out a bunch of Murlocs, well, 2 Murlocs, and then we have Anyfin is awesome to help us kind of combo through some things. Do I want to just get rid of that minion here? I could. Let's see what else I get. Oh, 1/3. That's a decent 1-drop. I guess I could have afforded not attacking in, but I prefer to leave my opponent with no play to make as opposed to one that they can make. So I think Finja is super, super niche. Kind of awesome. Whoa, that's not going to be great for us. Deal 2 damage to a random enemy. That's a pretty interesting Undercity Huckster, that's for sure. So what I want to do is I kind of want to set up 1 and 3 and 4. This doesn't really line up very nicely for us at all. But I do want to have a board for when I throw down Finja. Now the issue is if I play Jinyu, we're not going to be able to play Finja because of the overload. But I think that's okay. I think. I will attack in here and then heal. And I know this 4 doesn't trade with the 5, but if there is an attack in, then there is a chance. Now, obviously, Rogue does have a whole bunch of tempo-y Battlecry cards, so we could be in for some trouble right now. But I still think this is the best way. Yeah, see, if this goes face, that's pretty good for us. That was pretty lucky. And then, of course, there is always, Elemental Destruction, get out of jail for free. But I don't want to play that now. I'd much rather save this for a turn 6+ concealed Gadgetzan Auctioneer. What is this card coming down? Backstab. SI7? I'm expecting SI7, deal 2 damage, hoping. Oh no. Well, that's terrifying. That's pretty scary. I don't want to see that at all. 2/3, so if we get, I think this is still pretty bad because we still can't play Finja next turn. But I really, again, I just really enjoy the idea of clearing our opponent's board. Having 2 health is, 2 damaged health. There's no backstab shenanigans. There could be an SI7 though, comboed out. So next turn we're at 6 minus the 2 overload, and now it's very, very sad that we haven't been able to get Finja out this whole time. Oh. That's a really, really interesting choice. We hope we get spell power so we can just Maelstrom Portal everything down. And that's... Oh. I'm going to get rid of the taunt because I think having a 3/3 on board is just going to be significantly more powerful than taunt. Almost always. And that's not any sort of revelation, let's be honest. Let's be honest here with each other. So this deck is super, super cool, not only for the Murloc. Uh-oh. Wow, Undercity Huckster is doing really, really good things for our opponent. Evis is doing another really good... Oh. See, I wanted to force out Finja here, but I don't think I... If we get spell power... If we get spell power, we could be in business. I still think we have to Lightning Storm here, though. Or, you know what? With the taunt, I'm okay with this now. Let's put this in the middle. Oh, positioning. No, I don't like that play. Never mind. Oops. Because now this can do bad things to my Finja. But, oh well. I think we'll be okay here. Now, our opponent obviously... Oh my goodness, double beneath the grounds. This is, wow. That's a little bit unexpected. So at this point, I think we want to top deck Curator. This is such an interesting deck that our opponent's playing, everyone. Bran into Jeweled Scarab, I think is reasonable. We hope we get a couple... We get one 3-drop. I don't know any 3-drop that can deal with Barnes, but... That's a pretty good one, to be fair. And a Hex. A Hex might actually be very useful for us later. Yeah, let's remove that weapon twice. So then that's pretty good. That's a pretty good result for us, I think. And now, I mean, honestly, we did have the option of hexing this and then attacking in, but I'd rather save the hex for later on. And one of the other things that I'm really hoping that happens is if and when we get hit with the double, oh my goodness, double Beneath the Grounds, that they all come out at once, so that we can really use some of our AoE to our advantage and really oh my. What's going on here? Evis on the Bran. Attacking the 5-4? Or the 4-3? Oh. That's bad positioning. That is very bad position. And just face. Our opponent's crazy. Honestly, this turn I like Twilight Guardian Lightning Storm. Although spell power, I mean, spell power is 25%, so that's not likely enough for me. We could, the other option is we attack in here and then hit with the Finja. The problem is, if we get 2 Murloc War Leaders, that's just really, really bad, and it's going to force us to Lightning Storm and then trade in like crazy. Actually, we can then Hex and do things like that. Let's see what we get here. That's pretty good. Do we want to even Lightning Storm anymore? I feel like we can just take this out. And we'll go face there. Maybe not needed. But now our Finja's all buffed up. He's going to be harder to deal with. We've got a decent amount of tanks or taunts up there. Elemental Destruction, maybe that was a silly pick, let's be honest. It's only an extra 4. No, it's not lethal. Well, everyone, that's still a decent enough showcase of the deck, I think, for what happens with it, but we'll see. We're going to keep rolling with this deck for a little bit right now. Decks that I've had really, I want to say more of a challenging time against have been Shamans who actually run Devolve. Shattered Sun's actually not bad to buff this up right now. But I think drawing something for cheap might be better. Like if we draw Curator with this, I don't want to say it's game over, but it's kind of game over. Right? Although maybe against Shaman, maybe we should have played more tempo there and just gone for the Shattered Sun. Because there could be a lot of bad things now. But that's okay. That was a good thing that we saw. We can draw something. Hey, Anyfin is awesome. Anyfin is awesome, everyone. I don't know if you're aware of this, but this card is super cool. I know when it first came out, there were a bunch of people trying to make it work. I watched a lot of Shaman Murloc. But now that Finja is around, and if we do get a Finja in a turn or two, everyone, Finja is going to do some really fun things for us in that Finja's going to summon... Oh, I can't play my bluegills now. Taunt? Well, let's just trade it down. Actually, we could bluegill now, right? But we're expecting a Shaman this slow to be Control Shaman. So I think this is going to be a very interesting strange might be the appropriate adjective. Strange matchup. We expect them to have all sorts of answers to what we have going on here. And I don't mind, honestly, being the more... Not that this is aggressive, but the person who takes the initiative here, let's say. Because we have a whole bunch of dragons, and a lot of classes have a harder time dealing with high health minions, which is kind of what dragons are known for. And then we have Onyxia, which combos very, very well with Anyfin is awesome. That's okay. That's totally okay for us. Now we do have the possibility. Bookworm's actually kind of strong here. Just because it's, you know, 3 is the max. I'm trying to think now what else Shaman plays at 3 attack. I guess they play a 3-4, but taking out the 3-6 is going to be better, right? So maybe our opponent knows what we're doing now. Maybe they're expecting Finja and Murloc shenanigans to be showing up. Which, and if this is Control Shaman, they're going to have more than enough answers. So one of the other issues with this deck going up against Control, especially Control Shaman, is the fact that... Uh-oh. Oh, Aya. So this is now probably Jade Control Shaman that we're playing. I honestly thought I had a Hex this whole time. That's probably from the last game. And that's an oops. So that's unfortunate, actually. This is, yeah, this is a non-ideal result now. How close to... This is nowhere near lethal, right? This is 2, 4, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. 12, 14... 14 plus 6, 20, 21. 21's pretty good, but it's not enough. This guarantees lethal. Not lethal, but guarantees board clear. And I'm going to go ahead and totem. And now we can have lethal next turn if there's no taunts. And we can play both bluegills into Anyfin is awesome. So next turn we're going to have 8 minus 2, so that's only 6. But this is going to cost 2 plus 2 is going to go 4, which discounts this down to 2. So it's 2, 4, 6. That's exactly the mana we have. And then we'll be able to... well, now we're just going to get massively AoE'd. Elemental Destruction. If we're able to dodge the... Oh, that's really good. If we're able to dodge the... Oh, our opponent is super overloaded next turn. Oh, it's really bad. We couldn't just throw out... Oh, I can't even play that, can I?
I don't have enough mana.
Yeah, we don't have enough mana for that, do we? 2, 4, not enough. Oh wait, I don't want to overload next for this turn, do I? Do I want to Bran? The issue is I don't want to Bran, but I want to be able to play Onyxia next turn. Just because I think that's going to slow our opponent down significantly. 2, 4, 6 makes these 4 3s. So I can trade one in here and then one go face. I think it's just a 4-3 on board. How overloaded is our opponent? 5 and 6. They'll still have 2 mana. I don't like burning my combo, to be honest with you. I have to play the Jinyu, unfortunately. As much as I really struggled with this turn. I really didn't want to overload because I really want to throw out Onyxia next turn. And now we're not going to be able to do that, and I don't want a Curator because my hand is already so full. That's a really weird attack. So is that. Oh, well, that explains that now, doesn't it? How do we do this? How many cards am I going to draw? I draw 1 dragon, 1 Murloc, 1 beast. So I go 7, 10, none of them are 1 mana, so I can't do that. So I can attack in here. heal myself back up. Let's see if we can get a spell power, and then we'll take out the 4-1 every time. This is now going to draw some AoE from our opponent. That's kind of what I'm hoping. Because if this does draw another AoE, then we'll be able to Onyxia. And that's kind of the idea here, is we're able to constantly flood the board once we get... Oh, that's not a... How close to lethal is this? Oh, we don't have enough on board, never mind. Might be worth it, though, to take this out, right? Unless, if we top deck Maelstrom, then we just clear. Oh, that's unfortunate. That's unfortunate. Ooh, a Hex. Ooh, a Hex. Let's take a look. This is 4, 8, 10, 18. 18 damage. I don't want to set our opponent at 2. Because they're going to heal here and then healing wave, and it's just going to be a bad time. What happens if we Curator? If we Curator, we're going to draw a Dragon, Murloc, and our last Beast.
The menagerie is for guests only.
That's a good Murloc. We need to make some space in our hand. Unfortunately, we don't have... Let's see what we get here. We get our own Elemental Destruction. These are all no bueno. Do we take out the Azure Drake? We're hoping that it's Elemental Destruction and not a Lightning Storm, because Lightning Storm absolutely wrecks right now. Oh, that's kind of really good for us. Still not lethal, but that's okay. Well, now Elemental Destruction would have looked like genius, but that's okay. These are each 4 attack. That's not enough. We can Hex one. We Hex this one. 3, 5, 7, 8, 9. Attack. Hit. Attack. 4, 3 there. It's enough to clear the board. It's a pretty big turn and we do clear the board. The issue is I don't know that we're left with anything. And then Finja's kind of useless at that point, but I think that's the play, right? Please tell me my math is right. This goes here, a 5 goes there, and we just clear out everything. Do we leave this? No, we gotta go face here. You have to put a little bit of pressure on. Now, obviously, we're expecting our opponent to have tons and tons of AoE, but if they do, again, that's okay because we have Ani. That's terrifying. That is super terrifying. But I mean, we're so close to lethal, actually. Maybe this is not the end of the world. Oh! They didn't have the lethals there, did they? The lethals? We don't have it, do we? Oh, I needed to Hex there, though. I wouldn't have cleared the board otherwise. If we were War Leader here, we War Leader. This attacks in. Then we have 4, 2. This is 7, 8, 9. I'm 2 off. I mean, I'm going to have to do that, right? So I might as well Azure Drake here. This is just a 2 attack, right? Yeah, I might as well Azure Drake here. Because I'm not afraid now of any of that. Oh boy. We'll do that. Do I set him really, really low? I feel like setting our opponent nearly at dead is going to be very, very powerful. Obviously, Elemental Destruction still clears the board. And the issue is that we have Call in the Finishers, which is going to be almost useless. And then the other thing is a lot of these cards are such low in cost that they're very, very weak to devolve, which maybe our opponent is not playing. There's a Jade Chieftain. That's not enough. And there's a Hex. That's still well played, right? That's very well played. As long as I don't mess up 4 and 3. Alright, everyone. Hope you enjoyed that game. I really enjoy this deck. This is one of those fun decks I know sometimes referred to as meme decks, but I really enjoy these sorts of fun, interesting combinations of cards that you don't see all the time, that aren't rated super, super high. Obviously, don't keep me super high, despite the fact that, you know, I don't play enough games to really climb, as we know. But if you're enjoying these more fun style of Hearthstone games, feel free to hit that big red subscribe button below, and you'll get some automatic updates when I post every once in a while. Thanks for hanging out with me, everyone. I'll see you next time.